Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. I'm trying to do a little bit of cleanup here. I have all of this ephemera left over from this kit. I don't remember what I did with it. I must have made a journal out of it. It has a very William Morris feel. I know it's Pink Monarch prints. I don't know which kit it is. I will investigate and it will be in the description box. But I thought, since I've already worked with this and I have so many kits to work with, I want to use some of these. Probably a lot of this will end up in my little ephemera boxes. But I saw Gail make collage in the style of Tim Holtz using leftover Tim Holtz ephemera. And I thought, well, you know, I can do that. Most of these are printed on cardstock, so sorry, there's a ruckus in the other room. So most of it, it'll be a little bit thicker, but yeah, I even have all these pieces that can be used, and I'll just cut them up. These are solid papers, so I think solid, they're whole pieces. So I think I'm going to take these and put them in my pre-made pages because they're grungy and they're mostly generic. I have already coffee dyed them, so we'll just fold these and put them in the box, and we'll have these ready for some signatures. Now, for August, I would like to work on my cruise journal, and my cruise was last year. I do have the pictures on my phone. I had my husband send me all his pictures, so I can go to Photos, Google Photos, and get all those downloaded. I don't know that I want to print them all out. I don't know if you've been on an Alaskan cruise, you'll know this. When you're there, everything is so pristine and crisp and beautiful. And I mean, I live in Central California where everything is kind of a drab olive green. We grow olives here. We do have some brighter greenery, but it's just different. Different areas of the country and the world have different colors of green. And anyway, when you're there, you want to take a picture of everything because you think, oh, I got to capture this. I don't want to forget it. It's, you know, it's gorgeous. It's almost overwhelming. And you take all these pictures. Well, then you get home and you start looking at your pictures, and pretty much one picture looks like the other picture. You think you're going to remember where you took all these pictures, and what I've noticed on my phone is that when I edit a photo, it doesn't save it where it originally was. It'll rearrange the photo. So I can't trust the dates on my phone as to what day of the week it was to say where we were. So I think I'm going to make the album first. And okay, so I've got all those folded, so that is a good group of pre-made pages. Anyway, I think I'm going to make the album first, and then print pictures for the album. Now here's what I've decided to do. I'm going to collage today, but I will show you what I've got. I've been sorting through. This is my Alaskan cruise file. I have a Holland America scrapbook kit. I was going through the ephemera pack, the pages that we were working with the other day. What were we doing? I think when we were making the gratitude journals, the altered composition books, and I noticed there were several pages that were kind of maps. Well, they were maps, but I think I'm going to use those with the Holland America. There's only 10 pieces of paper in here. There is a ton of journal cards. So I've got probably a stack an inch thick of 3x5s and half as much of that of 4x6s. So I I don't know what I'm going to do with all of those, but I do have, you know, some little pieces of ephemera. It came with a bunch of stuff. I've got some jewelry. I've got our room cards and the flyers. So I was looking. Oh, also, remember the pack of thread where I said I wish this had green? It had the 2 blues. Guess what? That's going in here. And my daughter's wedding ribbon. It goes perfectly. So I saw, and I want to say it was a net green. For sure, when I do the video, I'll post the information in the description box. But let me get working while I'm talking. I'm pretty sure it was a net green. But she made a book for Graphic 45. And I'm just going to pull one of these out. I don't need to do. And it was a board book, a Christmas kind of thing. And I'm wondering how well this cardstock on cardstock is going to do. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, it was really cute. And she did, of course, the days of Christmas. You know, I'm trying to line it up on the edge, which is hard to do with the coffee dyed paper. Where is my little scraper thing? Here we go. Anyway, she used, I think she used cardstock. I'm not sure how she did it, but it ended up being a board book. And then she did the covers a little bit thicker. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take and cut the pages 8.5 by 11. And then I'm going to fold them in half and glue them together to get a thicker page. And then I'm going to use chipboard for the cover. I'm not getting very far here today, am I? Let's see, where's my ruler? I'm a little out of sorts today. Anyway, that's the plan, is to make a board book. She did the 25 Days of Christmas, and that one kind of slid on me. And so her book was really thick. I think I'll probably do 10 or 12 pages with the covers, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. And then tags interspersed and pockets and that kind of thing, so I can get all of my stuff in there that I want. I'm missing one day that they didn't give me. I think it was the second day of the cruise. They didn't give me an agenda. So, which it's all online, so it wasn't a big deal while we were there. But I don't have anything for my scrapbook for that day. And I kind of like to look back and say, oh yeah, this is what we did. We went line dancing, or not me, I went line dancing by myself. I went to all the art classes. Some of them were better than others, but just something fun. We went, the very first time we went was in 2018, and that one was a Southern Gospel cruise. It was a Charles Stanley's church, and we got a heck of a deal on that. The cruise company that plans those cruises is travel agency is here in Fresno, and so they hadn't sold out all the seats, so they offered to our church a friends and family discount. We got balcony rooms, 7-day cruise, $300 per person, everything included. I mean, we didn't even do excursions because we had planned on going later, and we hadn't paid for it. We had Princess booked, and we hadn't finished paying for it or anything. Princess, I will say, we told them what happened, and they were like, oh, heck yeah, take that deal. That's a really good deal. And so we did, and it was the best. I had so much fun on that. But they took all the concerts and things, which my husband is a big Southern gospel fan, so it was right up his alley. I'm more contemporary music, and I enjoyed it okay, but it was, concert in the morning, concert in the afternoon, or lecture in the afternoon, and then an evening concert as well. So we didn't get to do a lot of the things that, the normal cruisy stuff. And so anyway, I got to do that this last year, because there were no concerts or anything. We just booked it on our own. So the first time we went the first week of August. This time we went the first week of June, and actually got to celebrate Lance's birthday on board the ship. But I want to go a little bit later, so I'm thinking maybe July. I think I'm just going to cut this with scissors. These pieces are kind of hard to use because everything's rounded. So, I guess I could just cover up the rounded part, right? Alright. So anyway, I would like to go. It was really cold the first week of June. It rained almost every day, which it does. It doesn't really seem to be a big deal because, you're in Alaska. But it was super cold, and I don't do well in cold. I'm from Phoenix, so I like my warm weather. And anyway, the first week, that was like the perfect weather, and we had so much fun. There were like, I don't even know how many, but I knew almost everybody from our church that had gone. There were at least, 14 couples that I knew, and so that was really fun. But this time it was just the two of us. We were supposed to go with my sister-in-law and her husband, and then last minute they weren't able to make it, and so I was a little bummed about that. But life happens, and we went. We had a blast as usual, but yeah, I got to go to all the art classes and the dance classes, and the first time we went, we won trivia, and we went to all the dueling pianos and the concerts and the classical concerts, and we went to everything. So, I wish that was just it almost works. Almost. I think well, it would work here, huh? Yeah, I'm just going to cut that across. Anyway, I want to go back. As soon as I get off the ship, I'm ready to go back. So, I love it so much. And I'm not a big fan of water. I get car sick in the car. I don't like to drive over Portland because of all the water. But this is totally different. It's a totally different experience. It doesn't bother me in the least. In fact, I get more car sick on the way to the pier than I do on the ship. So, and this time we actually got to see whales. We kept comparing each trip, and we did get to see the whales this time, so that was fun. And let's see, we got two more pieces. And they had a new stop, so I want to go on the exact same cruise again, but I want to take my kids. I would love to take my kids, but they're all grown up and have their own lives and jobs, and it's kind of hard to get us all together, but that's my dream. Alright, I think I'm going to put one here and one there. I'm just going to, let's do it the right size that it needs to be. And I'll have to use that one down there, but that's okay. Yeah, this one will fit down here. Don't need the whole thing. So this has been sitting up here on my cabinet for months. I don't know if this is the April, May, something like that. I'm not sure. Oh, I didn't make it wide enough. Well, I'm just going to move it in. And then I'm going to trim around it anyway. I hope I'm on screen for you guys to see. I'm just going to add ink in these areas here. So where's that bigger piece? Here we go. Then this one should fit over there. Yeah, it's a little tougher. I'm seeing with the cardstock and also the coffee dyed cardstock because it's sucking up the glue. I think I'm going to put this like this right below that flower because it fits. But you can see how it curls up on the edge, and you really have to give it a chance to adhere. But this is going to be a nice, sturdy whatever I turn it into. So, probably tags. It is Tuesday. Lots of butterfly. I think I'm going to turn this one this way. And, yeah, we will try to get that right about there. Yep. So I cannot believe this summer is coming to a close already. I know on the East Coast kids are already back in school. Our kids, not our personal kids, but I mean, I live across from a junior high. They start back on Wednesday next week, I think. My daughter works at the high school, and she starts back on Wednesday, so pretty sure that's when the whole district starts back. Okay, there we go. Let's trim up the edges. Let me get my lid on the glue. Yeah, it just seemed to go by way too quick. So we'll be having, I hate to mention it, but we will be having, you know, the holiday season sneaking up on us super quick. Okay. So let's get some ink. I'm not going to add any ink. I'm going to kind of use what's on here and just kind of cover, not really cover, but tone it down a bit. I don't even mind if that's curled up a little bit. Get a little bit of texture. I have a piece here I didn't round the corner, so cover that up, but I think that looks kind of cool the way it is. A little bit on there. There's quite a thickness there, so it's hard to get under, but oh, here. Just do that. Okay, I think that one looks good. Okay, so this was 8.5 by 11. It's slightly shorter now because of the shrinking. Once you copy dye it, it shrinks. So I don't know that I want, let's see, if I do it in half that way, my tags are going to be about 2 by 4. So I think I'm going to, oops, I think I'm going to do like a, let's do like a 3.5 across there. Let's do 3.5, and that'll leave me a good amount. Get that straight. I think that'll leave me a decent amount for tags. Okay, and then it's very thick. And then I'm going to cut this in half this way. So 5.5-ish. Okay, so there's a couple of either journal cards or pockets. Let's, I don't have my hole punches out, so we'll decide later, but those will be kind of cool. Very, even just a little bit of lace or a focal point here, same thing here. a butterfly here would be good. So, and then these will turn into tags this way. So let's do 5.5. Cut the butterfly in half, but most of him's there. And then let's do 2 3/4. So these are going to be 2 3/4 by 5. So yeah, so like I said, I think I'm just gonna start working on that scrapbook and use however many pictures I have. That's how many I'll print when I come to the end. So we'll probably do that next. Let's do the corners on this. Let me do my corner rounder. Let's see, do I want it this way? I kind of like it that way because of the flower. So let's do that. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I will use this to cut these. Yep. And yeah, same on these. Just want to make sure I have them the right way around. Say that 3 times fast. You know, I did the flip over method and they are not even. You see that? I flipped that corner over there and it is not even. So I don't know how that happens. It's not enough to make me have to recut everything, but because I'll probably punch a hole and stick a ribbon in there. But I do like these colors, the grungy and the teal. So I'm just going to round these corners and we'll make it a journal card. If I change my mind, I can still make it a pocket. But this is very thick and going to be nice and firm. So now I'm not using these in my journal. These are going in my stash. So I'm just trying to clean off my desk and add. So I've got this one and I've got these. So I'll probably do one more while I'm sitting. Oh, I have all these too. There's quite a bit here. So I'll probably do these while I'm sitting here, and then when I see you again, we'll be working on Alaska. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.